That's the basic information I'm giving it. Much of it now we're going to put a practice how we can use this one and where we can use it. And when I was asking in the beginning how people are using the chat GPT, and many of you said that, yep, I'm using it. My level is 2 or my level is 6 and all that thing. So remember, I have team here who would like to learn from the basics. So those who have already learned, probably it is a repetitive or you might learn some new skills on this one, or for those who are very basic. So this is what we're going to do is we're going to use the prompts to create some contents using the chat GPT and then figure out what can be done with it. Or we can use some of the pre-built. That means I have done something so you can, I will show them so that way we can save some time as well. Okay. Many of these things we will go and then see through the actual demo itself. So let me bring my window. Okay. So whenever you are in the chat GPT, this is how the interface is. Very simple interface. You have an entry place, and as soon as you type the entry, you press the button here, and then it goes to the server, and then you get a response back. That's
We
it.
are not
That's it.
seeing that window.
Yeah, we don't see the window.
Okay, hold on. Let me share it again. Can you guys see it now?
Yes, now it's good.
Okay, very good. So again, this is the simplest interface. This is another great thing about the ChatGPT. They have not complicated anything. They made it very, very simple. On the left side, you have the history of chats. On this space, it's the interactive session. That means you type in something here, and then when you send it, you get the response back. Okay, we'll start with something. Let's say, uh, give me info about India. Okay, think about it. What you are seeing is I am using the natural language to interact with the chat GPT to get the response. Now, here is the biggest advantage comparing to the other tools. Like for example, when you are on Google, you never typed in give me an info about India. Whenever you are thinking about you wanted something about India, you will type India in the search bar and then you get a bunch of links and then you're going to click there and then you're going to go and find that information what is suitable for you. But here you have a natural language interaction with the model or with ChatGPT. I'm using the terms model, ChatGPT, or generative AI interchangeable. So you got to bear with me on that one because much of the time when I'm giving the explanation to my company people, it's all technical. So that's the reason I might be using some of those things, but I'll dumb it down so that everybody can understand. So here is the first thing. Give me an info about India. I just typed in, I get a bunch of information here. Okay. If you can look at it, I did not get a link. I did not go with like some huge set of documents to build this one. What I did is I simply asked a, a message here, give me info about India, and I got the response. So this is called the prompt, and this is called the response. Okay. Now, the way they have done is, remember, it is a chat. That means chat is an interactive experience. So whenever you are doing like this, you are trying to continue the conversation. So I can continue the conversation here by saying, can you reduce this to 5 lines? Now, see the difference. It's almost like I'm talking to someone. Okay. All I'm doing is I'm saying, can you reduce this to 5 lines? How did it understand? So behind the scenes, it could able to understand the context. The context is about India. the information that is needed, and I'm now reducing it to 5 lines. Now think about it. You are interacting with almost like a something is there as a person or a robot that is responding to you very natural. That is the reason people are amazed that you can do these kind of a stuff. Now let's go with one more step further. So I am just going with a very basic right now, but I needed to do a, let's assume I'm going to pick one of our guys who are students. Let's say they have to create a report on India, but it needs to be something related with, let's assume, the history of India. So I needed this to change now. So I can start here saying that, can you write this history? Okay, I wanted to show you one other thing. So you look at it. I typed it wrong. No problem. It knows what I'm asking. That means it excuses my errors and then it takes it up. So you might be asking, I definitely, many of you guys will be, why do I use this one? What's the point? If I needed India, I can go to the Google and then search for India and then I can get a link and then I can go. Absolutely, you can do it. But the advantage of using any of these kind of a tool is you don't have to go to any of those links and learn yourself on what that is to build anything. And this is doing all of that thing for you. How is it doing? Because it has learned everything that is on the internet. Everything. So the way OpenAI has done is they took all the data that is available on the internet and they used the mathematical model to create this particular ChatGPT. So whenever you are asking something, it knows that whatever is there, it has learned it, and then it brings the best of that information. So based on your question, it finds what's the best thing you can do. So at the end of the day, think about it. What I ask and what it brings in. It's purely an interactive way, and it is generating this information based on what it has learned. So what if I say something about, let's say, I needed some new things to be asked. Can it bring it? Answer is no. What it has learned is what it is bringing up. But it is also so good that sometimes it pretends that it knows and then gives the information. So we'll get to that in a minute. That kind of a thing is called as a hallucination. Somebody raised a hand, so use it as an interactive session. So if you have something, always stop it, come out of the mute, and then ask me the question.
Um, Murthy, sir, this was Naveen here. I think you answered that question. My question was like, this was ChatGPT 4. It learns from the internet, but like say for example, if like one question, right? Capital of Karnataka. If I say Bangalore today, if tomorrow it changes to Mysore, if I type the same question tomorrow, will it take the most current thing, or will it go by what it had learned yesterday and still give the answer as Bangalore?
Yeah. So very good question. So that brings up that special thing that I'm talking. So when the initial chat GPT came in, what they had done is they took all the information that was there up until the September 2021 and they created a model. And then when you ask a question, it was giving an answer that was everything that was up until the September 2021, nothing beyond that. Then they created ChatGPT 4. So then they improved the amount of information within that one. However, every model is up to certain point in time. So to get the latest information, for example, tomorrow we have a Super Bowl here. Okay. If I ask any information about Super Bowl, remember it would not have known that the two teams that are coming to the final, because ChatGPT 4's last information could have been somewhere in the April of 2023. Then how would it know? So what they have done is they have created some additional plugins. So it knows when to go and search it to get that information. Okay, let's test that one, and I'm going to show you that one too. So let's say right now, I am not doing anything. I'm simply saying who is playing in the Super Bowl. Okay. See, automatically it figured out it has to go and search that information from the browser. So it used the browsing search functionality. It fetched the information and then it brought that information back. Okay. That is an added feature that they put it on top of the existing model. So truly, if you have used the base model as GPT-4, you would not have had the 2024 Super Bowl information. You would have only had saying the answer, I don't know that information. For example, I'm going to use this ChatGPT 3.5 for a minute. So let me go to that. And I'm going to use the same thing. Who is playing in Super Bowl 2024? Okay. See that? It's telling I cannot do it because on the ChatGPT 3.5, they have not yet implemented the search functionality directly built in. Now, this is the time I got to explain for those of you who have seen the ChatGPT. Okay, they have two versions. One is a paid version, and the other one is a basic version. Okay, let's go with the plan. So, if you are in a basic plan, you are only going to get 3.5. ChatGPT 3.5, which was released in November of 2022, and that's it. Now, when you are a plus member, I am a plus member, it's a $20 per month. Then I get the GPT-4 access. I can do the browse, create, and all that kind of stuff. I can do the image creation. I can do the advanced data analysis and other things. They have recently released a new version that is called as a team version. With this one, you can have a couple of folks coming together and then work in a single space. Again, like for example, if I'm having a company with 3, 4 people, I wanted all of us to be in the same place, and this could be that useful too. Okay. Now, if you don't have a plus, let's assume that many of you have not subscribed to this one. So you will only see ChatGPT 3.5. So then the question comes up, what do I do? Murthy is showing all these good things, and how do I practice it? That's the next thing I wanted to answer it. So as of this moment, okay, let's go with, uh, I'll use the Bing chat for a minute, and then I will show one more. So Bing chat, that is Microsoft's Bing has created what is called as a Bing chat, or now they are calling it as a Copilot. Okay. Now, when you are here, you are actually getting a GPT-4 connected to you. Remember, it's pretty much the same except the interface is different. Okay. Let's say I'm asking the same thing. Okay. It's going to use the GPT-4 to bring the answer. But since it is Microsoft's Bing, so they have added a couple of additional features. They have added features that can bring in some search results, and some of the links they will provide it, and all that possibilities are here. Okay. Now, so those who doesn't have an access to ChatGPT, because I think one of our family member who is in Bahrain, he is not having an access to ChatGPT. Now it is time to check whether Bing chat is available for you or not. Okay. Now let me go to the next one. This is Microsoft. Google has released what is called as a Gemini. Okay. Let's search for. So this one, Gemini, is a model that was created, and then you should be able to get to that one. So until recently, they used to what called as Bard. So when I go to the Bard chat, and I have what do you call subscribe to that one. So Yesterday when I logged in, and then it was saying Bard is now Gemini. That means if you log into gemini.google.com, you should be getting to this place. Now here is the best thing for all of you. Gemini Advanced is using what is called as the most advanced model, which is almost same as the ChatGPT 4. So they call it as a Gemini Ultra. So that means even if you don't have ChatGPT 4, you can go to the gemini.google.com and you will be able to get to the Gemini Advanced. For 2 months, that subscription is $0. And they have released this one in many countries. So my guess is anywhere you are, whether you are in Bahrain or India or in the US, you should be able to get to the Gemini Advance. Except that only 2 months that is free, and beyond that one, you have to either come out of the subscription or start paying for it based on whichever the location you are in. Okay, Amit, you have raised the hand. Ask me the question.
Murthy sir, thank you for giving me an opportunity to ask this question. But before that, thank you for having this session. So now you said that, with the chat GPT 3.5 or 4 version, now the 3.5 is having a model till January 2022. So now if I ask any question, chat GPT, okay, say that has happened in say in 2020, okay, will the output from version 4 and version 3.5 is going to be same or it is going to be different?
Yeah. So very good question. Not anytime you ask the question, you're not going to get an exact answer anytime. It has learned and it is building that response, meaning the content, the intent, and the information is pretty much the same, except if a new information is available, probably GPT-4 would bring in that new information. Or if you ask it a little more different way, then your answer will be somewhat of a different. Meaning, let's assume I'm going to go back to this who is playing in the Super Bowl. The same question, if I ask, you may not get an exact word by word the same answer because it is creating that answer for you based on that prompt as well as certain other criteria, something called as a temperature, something called as a prompt, the tokens and all that kind of stuff. But always you have to think this way. It is not doing a cut and paste. It is creating something for you. Yes, to your basic question, if the information has not changed, you will get the same information, but the wordings could be somewhat of a different.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. Naveen.
Murthy sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sorry. Just a follow-up question to what Amit asked and how you answered there, Murthy sir. Can the information that comes out, especially ChatGPT 4, the latest, can it be biased?
Absolutely. Okay.
Okay. Like
So
because you were telling about like neural, like I thought like it's thinking like a human. So humans are sometimes biased. So can this also be that?
it is. So
Okay.
the way you have to understand. So these are good questions. So this everybody has to know this one very clearly. So GPT, whatever the model, whether it is ChatGPT or Gemini or any other model that I showed you, every one of them, the companies have created based on the data that is available to them. And once that data is fed in based on that information, the model gets created. So I'll give you the reason why it will be a bias. Think about this. In the entire internet, I know many of the people are coming from India there, and especially some are coming from the Karnataka. How much of Kannada language literature is there on the internet as compared to the English? So think about it. If it is 100%, out of that, 99% will be only English. Only probably 1% could be there in Kannada. So when you are building a model, now all that information that is in the English language gets influenced more than what's there in the minority language. Okay. I use the language as a reference. Now take a different way. If there is an information that is something about, I'm going to use, let's say, Kodava in Karnataka. How much of that information is available on the internet? Probably limited as compared to all the other things. So when I ask, give me the information about Indian culture, Kodavas probably they will not even come up, because what is majority will get in. So the bias is primarily based on the kind of information that is used. So the companies try to pick those specific things to reduce the bias. For example, whenever they are training, they want to make sure that the information is common across all and use that kind of an information. Or I'll give you the best example. Amazon adopted a model to filter the resumes to see uh, who should be hired. Okay. They looked at, I mean, automatic everything. The resume comes in, it looked at it and then said, oh, reject, reject, reject. They started seeing what is that rejection, why it is so much of rejection is coming up. Many of that rejection was female candidates, because the model was trained majority of the data with the male candidates. So the problem with all of these models is they are biased based on the information that it was trained. But here is the thing. Yes, you need to be aware of it on when you're using it. Think about it. Right now, I'm asking this particular prompt to get this answer. In this scenario, there is no life critical information in this one. All I'm looking for some information, it brought up that information. So I should be able to use it. But if I'm using the chat GPT for any health related thing, it's a life impacting activity. So be cautious in that kind of an activity. So that means, yes, I want to use the chat GPT for any of the interactive interaction based on the health or anything, but should I make a life changing decision based on that? Answer is no. But can I use this one? For example, I want to create a script for a story writing script. Nope. I can use it like any other way because it's not going to change anything. So that's the way you got to figure out in which area you can use versus which area you cannot. Okay. Now, hopefully that answered the question there. So let me move on to a couple of others. I, instead of typing in, I'm going to show what has been done. So I've just done some of the grouping, so I'm going to show it here. Let's say this morning I was thinking, what should I show? First thing I thought, okay, let me find Chanakya, because I thought everybody knows Chanakya, but I didn't know what is his uh, Chanakya Niti or whatever the things that he brought up. I said, okay, who is Chanakya and what is he famous for? I asked it, and then he gave this particular thing. Then I said, okay, give me some his memorable lines. Remember, I'm interacting. So it brought up, remember, I'm dumbing it down. I'm saying, hey, I don't understand what you're doing. Just give me it in a simple words where the fifth grader can understand this. Then it dumb it down. It said, okay, here are the things that you can remember. This and an explanation, this and an explanation. So what you're learning right now is you can interact with it and ask anything you want. Now, think about it. If I'm a student and if there is an essay to be written on Chanakya right now, hey, if my father was asking, did I do the homework? Probably in minute that homework is done, because all I can say is type in the question there and a prompt there saying that write a one page paragraph on Chanakya, and then boom, it comes up. And then I take that and then submit it. I'm done. The reason I mentioned that one is how it is going to impact the education. Yes, that is cheating, but that is going to happen. Now think about it. I'm only using the schools where this thing is there. But go up the chain, any of the college, you're writing the theses or essays or anything. Anybody can use this one because it is one super intelligent assistant sitting with you. It's not going to block anything. If I ask, hey, write a paragraph of some nuclear physics, it will do it. If I ask it, write a summary on Gandhi, it can do it. Or if I say, create a comparative report between Gandhi versus someone else. It can do it. Now, if you are not satisfied it, you ask it in a different way with your interaction. So you can see that. Then I thought, okay, I want to show you something else. Remember, I'm from Karnataka and I speak Kannada. And then if I wanted this to be written in Kannada, I can simply ask that one, can you write it in Kannada? There you go. I did not do anything, no settings changes, nothing. I only used one language, but you can use 100 different languages. If you are Telugu, ask Telugu. If you are Spanish, ask Spanish. Or if you are in Chinese, you ask the Chinese. The same thing will be written in Chinese. Not just the writing part. You can ask the question in that language and then you will get that answer in any language. See the power that it can bring in.
One question. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. Go ahead.
Based on all this, say for example, an essay comes in, right? Like for a college, right? Or an assignment, right? Uh, if it's so perfect and things like that, if it comes in, can we input that into ChatGPT or any of these and ask it, did it come out of as an output of this? Can that be done?
So OpenAI came up with a tool to identify whether it has been created by an AI model or not. Just for this reason, last November or not November, March, April timeframe, they came up with a tool where the lecturer can take the student submitted document and then submit there and then ask it to say whether it is created by AI or not. It was giving it. But remember, now we have understood this more. So let me give that explanation in a different way. Right now, when you ask something, it is creating word by word. Okay. But it is picking up the best word to write this one. Let's say I'm writing about India, and then it created one something. But I'm going to say, hey, create this with some one or two mistakes in it so that when someone else reads it, it should look like as if some human is created. Remember that entire thing is a prompt. I can type in and then it will create something with some mistakes, and then who can identify that? Nobody. So people cannot do it. Now, let me go one step further. Today, whatever OpenAI had it, they took it down. In fact, based on that one, there was a college where the lecturer failed many of the students, saying that all of your documents were all submitted by AI. But then they realized that it was not. Okay. Then there are other tools that takes this one and then they create it more like a human. And I know you can download this and then make a change and then submit it. So at the end of the day, you are looking from the point of how do I do this? I'm just saying, forget about that part of it. Think the power it is bringing in and figure out how you can use it to your advantage. That's all I'm going to say it because it can do a lot of stuff. Okay. So at this time, I said, can you create an image? I told you right now, ChatGPT is integrated with an image creation model called as a DALI. You can simply ask it and then it creates it. Yeah, I know this is not an exact Chanakya's image we would have seen in the movies. He's a bald and all. So if I had said, hey, create an image with a bald person with so and so, it would have created that image too. Okay. But all I'm saying is it is integrated inside the ChatGPT. Okay. Now I thought, okay, I gotta see whether it's only reading from one book but not other. So I said, okay, give me all the comparative scholars similar to Chanakya. Think about it. I didn't even know people like Confucius or Aristotle are compared against the Chanakya or Sun Tzu. I didn't even know the Thomas Hobbes of England is I didn't even know that guy. So what I'm saying is you can use it for your research activity for sure. Okay. Not all of the people are interested in day-to-day research. Let's say I go to the next one. I just wanted to show you something different.
Murthy sir, can I add something onto that same discussion? You know that you are saying if the essays from the AI or not, right? So
Yeah, go for it.
sure, thank you. Other day I was reading somewhere that nowadays they are AI actually that takes your chat GPT input for any essay and converts that into a human format.
Yes, yes, I will show you that too in a minute.
Sure.
But yeah, yes, it is possible. Okay. So here is one I thought, okay, I got to use this one for myself. I said, okay, I'm a 50-year-old, blah, blah, blah. Tell me how I can do it. So it gave me something. Okay. Like curate your information sources, engage online learning, participate. I said, that's too much. Where do I start? Just give me two. Okay. Then it started showing me something else. I said, remember, I'm not a computer field and give me some simple steps. Then it started giving me even a different way. And I say, I'm only looking to learn. I'm not doing anything else. No complex activities. Okay, here is the way you can do it. So what I'm trying to show you is it's not only for the technical people. It can be for anyone. Now, if I needed to, let's say the other day, let me just show you something else. Okay. I was trying to cook something. I was thinking, Majjige saru. I know I did it, but I don't know where I kept my recipe book. I got to figure out. And then I thought, why should I go and ask anywhere? Let me go and find something that my assistant can help me. I said, give me the recipe. Remember, this is Majjige saru is a Kannada word. Still, it can understand. Think about it. I did not tell what is Majjige saru, where it came from, or anything, and how it needs to be done. Here it is. That means there are new products that have come in. For example, in the CES show this year, the refrigerator has an inside camera, outside camera, the screens, and everything. Okay. Now, by looking at the content inside, you can simply say, based on the items inside the fridge, can you tell me what recipe I can create one? Boom, it comes up with something. Okay. So you can use it for your everyday task, meaning you're planning some trip or you are going somewhere, you wanted to get some details or the best places to visit or the distance between some anything and everything. Remember, in the past, probably you would have gone from one tool to another to figure out the search, and now everything is put together in one place now. That's why this is so powerful.
Uh,
Let's say
sorry, Murthy sir. One question. So it gives answers to all, but in any scenario, would there be? It has learned from the internet things like that, and I think you had mentioned it also pretends in anywhere, in any scenario, in your experience, would it
there
give
is
an answer and would it say like, with a
there is
disclaimer, use it with your own this
no,
one,
it will
something.
not give you the disclaimer that way, but let me give you the hallucination part of it because I was thinking you're asking a question on that. So I said, okay, give me a summary on some, I just typed in some characters and then say toothpaste. It said, I'm sorry, I don't know that thing. I said, oh, no, no, I was told it is a rare brand in South. Remember here, it agreed with me. So, oh, I see. That's a toothpaste appears to be lesser known brand primarily found in. First of all, there is nothing like that, but it is agreeing and then it is telling. This is called as a hallucination. And I gave you a very simple example here, but there are places where you have to be extra cautious. It is such an intelligent tool, and the information it provides feels like it is true. So you have to be cautious. And this is the thing that is called as a hallucination in this word. Okay. Now, let me go to the couple of others just so that we can run through quickly. Okay, Charu, you have raised the hand. Ask me the question.
Yeah, so my question is, uh, so instead of me thinking of different prompts, can I ask it to generate like 10 different prompts? Say that I want
Absolutely.
to, I wanted information about a topic, and instead of me thinking about like different prompts, can I just ask it to like generate prompts so that I'll be able to get the maximum amount of information about that thing?
Yes. So this is where I wanted to tell it something The first answer is yes. Yes, you can use it. But I wanted to give it one step extra because this is the one I wanted everybody to be aware of it. This is an intelligent chatbot. Your creativity, your imagination is the limit. That means you can ask anything and everything, any subject, anywhere in the world, any language. It can do all of that thing. So given that scenario, based on your basic question, can I ask it to create a prompt that I can use it later? Yes. So let's say I'm going to say, let's go with a new one here. Create a prompt that I can use it to create summary when a given subject. See that? I'm just giving you an example. So right now it is creating a subject and then say, this is an entire prompt. Okay. How to use it? Replace the subject with a specific topic that you are interested in and whatever that thing. So then you will be able to get it. So whatever you just asked, I'm giving it in a better way, saying that your imagination is the limit. Use it in whichever the way you are thinking. Can I do this? Can I do this? Yes, yes, yes. For everything, I'm going to say yes. The only thing that I have to tell is everything is text related. So if I say, hey, can it cook? The answer is no. Remember, cooking is not a text generation. But can it create a recipe that you can use it to cook? Yeah, it's a text. Then it will generate. Anything related with the text, it can do it. Anything related with an image, creation, yes, it can do it. Okay? That's how you think about it. But the power is more on the text. Today, images, sound, and video are a little bit less compared to the text. So let me take quickly a couple of other things I wanted to show you guys. Because when I started this, I thought, can we make some money? I said, okay, let's see whether I can do some, give me the ideas of side hustles to earn some money. This is the first thing, sometime in the April timeframe, I was thinking I got to look at it and then see how I can do it. It says, okay, do this one. So I'm telling you guys, you can explore. So I said, okay, it's too complicated. Consider me, I'm ignorant in programming. If I say that I don't know technical, but just give me something that I can create. Yeah, you can do this, this thing. Then it says, can you make it someone without a computer knowledge? I said, here are the things that you can do it. Now remember, I only use a couple of things here. I'm in India, give me the things that I can do based on my country, and then it's. So all I'm trying to say is interact in a way, give your information the more and more, and you can extract the information more and more. Always think about it as an intelligent assistant that is sitting there right next to you. So consider this way. Until recently, scientists, data scientists, had to create these models, spending millions of dollars, thousands of dollars, or millions of dollars, and those kind of things were available only to certain companies, certain set of people. Today, the most powerful tool in the world is available at the palm of your hand. That is the thing that you got to think about it. What you can do is up to you. Okay. Now let me show a couple of other things here. Let's say I'm a developer. I wanted to do something. I wanted to learn some new tool, and I'm thinking I want to learn Python. I'm thinking, where do I start? I didn't know anything about it. What do I do? I can simply ask those questions. Then it will build up those kind of information. Can I create a lesson plan? Then it will build up. So as we get onto the developer session, I will also show if you simply ask write a program, then it will write the program, any language that is there. Okay, we'll get to that one again. It can be used for code generation. It can be used for content generation. It can be used for any of the question and answer kind of a thing. For example, I'm going for an interview. I can use this one to prepare for that interview. I can simply ask it to say, hey, you act as an interviewer for me for this kind of a subject, and then interact with me, interview me. Then it will ask a question, you type an answer, it will evaluate and then answer it back to you how you should prepare it. Or the other way, if I am the interviewer, I can simply ask, hey, create the questions that I can prepare here and then ask the people. Okay, somebody is raising.
No, Ramchan, Murthy sir. I will wait till the developer section comes. That
Okay.
will be more apt to ask that question.
Sure.
Thanks.
No problem. Okay, so let's just go couple of other things. Like I said, you can use it for anything and everything. But here is the one thing I wanted to share. So ChatGPT has an app on the phones. So I used the phone. That means I logged in there and then I was using that one to create this. But the one thing I cannot show it here, but you can always experiment there. The one that is there on the mobile has a voice interaction. That means I can ask the question and then it will respond back in the speaker. That means I don't have to type and then read it anymore. I said, okay, let's start this way. I am interested to learn Einstein theory of relativity. I asked this question through my voice and then it came up with all of this answer. Again, remember, I only know Einstein's theory E is equals to mc square. Other than that, I have zero knowledge about it. So I thought maybe this is the kind of a thing I wanted to learn now. I said, hey, I'm just a novice. Give me an explanation like a fourth grader thing. And it gave me basically that information. It was talking to me. Pretty cool. And it gave me a little more with an example. Then it gave simpler examples. So what I'm trying to explain to you is not just typing and getting an answer. You can use it for communication. Similar to that, Pi, one of the chatbot that I mentioned, is another personal assistance, or it's almost like you talk and then you get a response back, and people are liking that very much. You can explore that as well. So in the tools section, when I was showing it, there was one called as a Pi that is there. You can explore it and then figure out yourself. Okay. Let me go to the next one. This morning I was with a friend. I was just trying to explain to him how then I realized I got to show this one to you guys too. So I told him I'm taking a picture of you so he knows it. This picture is of him. Okay. I said, explain what he is doing and is there any correction needed in the form? It gave me clearly explaining what that person is doing and what should be done, or if there are any issues, then it'll list out. Okay. Then I took a picture and asked it, give me the details about it. I know it gave a wrong information, but remember, if you had a better interaction, it will give a better information. I took this one. I said, hey, what is this? It clearly identified as a gym wide dispenser. The point I'm trying to derive at is you can take a picture and then give it any picture. It need not be these kind of a things. Let's assume there is a workflow picture that is there. In the organization, we create the workflows or the diagrams or all those things. You just upload it and then you should be able to get it. Here is the upload button. You can take a picture and then drop it here and then you'll be able to do it. So let's say I'm going to pick this one and then I'm going to say, tell me about this. So that's the picture, and then let's see what it will tell you. See that? I did not teach anything to it. I just gave an image and then asked it. So the other day I was walking and there was a bunch of leaves on that, and then I thought, okay, let me see what tree is this. I took a picture and then said, what? Tell me about it, and then it gave me what tree that is. Or people have used it in 10 different ways. There was like a faucet leaking, and then the guy took a picture and then said, hey, how do I repair this? Then it gives the full instructions on that. Or there was a cable connection picture added, and somebody was saying, okay, tell me what's the problem with this. Okay. So you can use it not just for that one. Somebody was saying, okay, drop a picture and then say, create a meme of that. Then it will create that. Or it will explain the details about that meme. Or if you didn't understand that meme, it can. So your imagination, that makes the huge difference. Okay. So I know a lot of the basic stuff I've covered it, like the question and answers, pre-built prompts I showed, and the GPT. So whatever I did it in this, you can do that same thing in the Gemini. Those who does not have the access to the ChatGPT, now you can do the same thing here. For example, some other chat I'm just showing you here. Tell me something about United States. Then it gave me. Or let's say, create an image of the yellow lab. Boom, it creates it. Okay. I don't know what is it. A short story. There you go. So Gemini Advanced, if you sign up, 2 months it's free. Use it. Once you know how to use it, if you're liking it, you continue. Otherwise, discontinue it. So you can save the money there. Okay. All of these things can be practiced on Copilot Chat as well. Okay. So we covered the basics. So those who are like the information for all, I've covered it. So let's move on to the next one. This is for creatives.